With Rob Lewis, Brent Hubbs, VolQuest.com. A little fast break here as Tennessee struggles continue. The Volunteers losing at home to Missouri tonight by a score of 73-64. Rob, the best way that I can sum it up is everything looks hard for Tennessee right now on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, that's 2 games in a row where they have really, really struggled. And to me, I mean, tonight anyway, it starts with John Fulkerson. I don't want to slam the kid, but his coach is doing enough of that himself. But Rick has been very public in imploring Fulkerson that they need more out of him. He needs to step up. And tonight, he has 5 turnovers in 8 minutes in the first half, and doesn't take his first field goal attempt until there's 12:52 left in the game. And, Jeremiah Tillman is a tough matchup for him, but there are a lot of tough matchups for him in this league. I mean, he's got to be more aggressive. He's got to be more decisive. And, obviously not having Jaden Springer is hurting Tennessee, but he wouldn't have been worth 26 points on Tuesday. And I don't know that he makes a 9-point difference tonight, but I think that hurts Tennessee's offense. To me, I mean, he's been their best playmaker the past couple of games when he's been healthy. And tonight they had just 12 assists on 21 field goals.
Yeah, turning the ball over too. 18 turnovers tonight, which is certainly a problem. When you got 5 from Fulkerson, you got 4 from Vescovi. We'll get to Vescovi in just a second and some other things. But back to Fulkerson, is the injury bug an issue? Is the back a problem? Is there something going on there from a physical standpoint that's affecting him?
It doesn't look like it to me, and his head coach would not be as hard on him if that were the case. I mean, when somebody's dinged up, Rick is pretty quick to acknowledge that with his track record. I mean, I go back to Robert Hubbs, back in the day. Rick doesn't go at guys like he's been going at Fulkerson if they are legitimately injured.
Tennessee gives up 26 layup attempts to Missouri. The Vols only got 12 layup attempts. Clearly the ball was going inside for the Tigers. It was not for Tennessee. Missouri, 15 second chance points in this game off 12 offensive rebounds. And again, Vescovi, 1 of 3 from the field, 4 turnovers. I guess go back to it. There's no offensive continuity, it feels like. Even late in the game when it was desperation time, Tennessee was having a hard time just getting up a desperation shot, it felt like.
Yeah, and I think it's other than Keon, who is not a natural point guard, I don't think you have anybody with Springer on the bench that can blow by their guy and create something for somebody else. I mean, Bailey can get by his guy, but when he does it, he's looking to get to the rim. Vescovi isn't blowing by anybody, in this league, but maybe the hip splinter was still an issue tonight. I don't know, but he made some bad decisions, whether the hip was hurt or not. Just kind of putting his head down and driving into trouble. Had the shot clock violation that one time. I mean, right in front of Tennessee's bench with Rick going absolutely crazy behind him. Not close to being his best game. I don't know how many times Xavier Pinson was able to get isolated on him, but I think it was a tough night for Vescovi on that end of the court. Pinson had 27, which is by far the most an opposing players had on Tennessee this year.
Yves Pons leads the way for Tennessee with 20 points in this game and did not have a bad game at all. He was solid, I thought, really on both ends of the floor for the most part. But I look at this Tennessee defense, Rob, and their defense is not creating a lot of easy offensive opportunities for them. This is a defense that was stifling against Missouri in the first go-around. Have people just got a book on this team suddenly defensively, or they just lost their edge there? What do you see of them defensively?
I'm almost going to have to go with, I think people are starting to build a plan for how they want to attack Tennessee when you just look at these last 2 games. I mean, they shot 49%, right at 50% for the game. Tennessee was a lot better in the second half tonight, but Missouri went out and shot 54% in the first half, and they are certainly not a prolific offensive team, and they usually they're efficient inside, but they're not. They had 40 points at the half tonight. Tennessee held it to 53 for the game the first time out. That tells me that Missouri took some things from that game and have changed their approach. And Tennessee, I don't know if it's time to. I don't think you're going to see Tennessee change wholeheartedly, but they certainly need to get better. And to me, what's been surprising more and more lately is how much success opposing guards are having just with straight up dribble penetration.
Yep, straight line drives continue to haunt Tennessee, and Tennessee continues to struggle as the Volunteers lose at home to Missouri, 73-64. Mississippi State is up next on Tuesday night. Plenty of coverage from Thompson Bowling Arena with Rick Barnes and the players on this loss tonight, and we'll talk about it on the General's Quarters as well. For Rob Lewis, I'm Brent Hubbs, VolQuest.com.